I didn't do shit.
Power technology nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it.
Yep, that's it. Hold on, let me just clean up a bit here. It's my studio. I haven't been here in a while.
What, in your studio?
Yeah, look at my logo there and everything.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up.
Thanks, man.
So you got a new place, and in your place you have a studio? God damn, bro. You living the life now.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. I'm trying to.
We're getting there little by little, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm so happy to see you again once more, bro. It's been quite some time.
Well, since the wedding, it was a good wedding.
It was definitely a good wedding. Everybody got shit faced.
Yeah, I got mad at you though.
What you got mad at me for? What did I do again?
Because during the toast, you were like, "Oh, Seba was with me when I started DJing. I was with you too. Yo cargué bocina contigo, motherfucker."
I do not disagree with that. I know that. The problem is the toast is for the groom, and if I include others other than the groom might feel a certain way.
That's true.
Especially this groom.
Yeah.
Especially he's like
be an ass.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be ass. He's gonna be an asshole, and then he's gonna say other shit. I'm like, all right. You know what? It was him the whole time. Honestly, it was him. He's the one who showed up. You know, like, ugh. But I gotta do it, dude. And let me tell you, I hope he doesn't listen to this episode. I sincerely hope so. But I hate. It was such an inconvenience for me to be the best man.
Really?
Oh my God. You had no idea the level of stress I was dealing with just to be in the band. And then again, I think my job was pretty easy than his. He was much more relaxed. I felt a little bit stressed out because I was like, damn, I gotta do this. I gotta plan this and that. Like, there was the whole bachelor party that he wanted to do. Is like, bro, it took me like a month or two or so just to plan that shit ahead of time. And to find out whether he wants it or not. And when I found out he wanted it, I was like, fuck. That was just
another thing.
That was just a headache as it is, you know. And then the other headache was, you know, getting over to the West Coast.
Yeah. Did you rent a car or did you like no, you got a taxi, right?
I had a taxi. For the wedding, I had a taxi. But I drove there through my mom's car.
Okay.
Yeah. But I totally forgot how far shit is, man. I totally forgot. And I totally forgot that when you get to the west side of the island, the whole highway becomes lights, traffic lights all around for no goddamn reason.
Mm-hmm. There's no expressway down there.
No. And then there's like no structure. Everything, there's like a plot hole for every mile away. It's like,
oh yeah.
And I totally forgot how crazy motherfuckers are when they're driving.
Mm-hmm. You don't miss that, do you?
No, I don't miss that at all. But then again, I do see it sometimes here in South Florida. It's just in Puerto Rico, it was like, fuck.
It's concentrated. It's concentrated. You know, it's more within a little smaller space.
It's that, and it people are very aggressive. There is no turning signal on it. It's pal carajo y ya. And I was very, very road ragey the whole time. What it was supposed to be a time for me to relax, it was a time for me to get stressed the fuck out. And then my fiance, she sees me and she's like, see, now I understand why you're like this over here. I'm like, thank you. We can finally agree on something. Yes. Because the whole time she's like, I can't believe, why are you so road rager when we're driving? It's okay. We're going to get there. I was like, no, baby, you don't understand. This guy did this. He's a fucking idiot. He's driving slow. He's an idiot. Like, no, I'm not going to let him get through me. Like, no, he's a fucking idiot. I have to do out of the defense. I don't look for it. They look for me. I got to drive like this. How? Why? Because the fucking island was like that. She got scared so many times because when we were in the mountain itself, she was like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, there's no, why is that car going so close to you? It's like, oh, we're in the mountains, you know, it's a one-way road. So everybody has to, like, at the last minute, oh, we got to ditch to the other side. Mm-hmm. So it was such a experience, a little Jumanji
Home
level.
sweet home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things are like, I feel like some things were like, wow, it hasn't changed, but at the same time, yeah, it has changed. I guess like image wise, it changed a lot, but it's still the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
you see a lot of people, or a lot of the new places there, they look really pretty and stuff, which that has improved, but it's the same people, same thing.
Yeah. Hijo de puta que son.
Yep.
Yeah. So if anybody is listening and wants to travel to our hometown PR, just go with precautions. And it's not a bad place. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I just don't recommend living in there for many reasons. Mostly it's because of the people
and the power.
Oh yeah. How is your power over there? Because we had to reschedule this interview so many times.
Yeah, the funny part is I got this morning I woke up and the power went out and I'm like, don't do this to me. No. And then I was like, I had to go to my office to work, and after work, I was like, please let there be power at the office, please at home. And when I got here, there was power, because if I wasn't going to reschedule this again, I was going to go to Plaza or someplace and be like, in a little
cubicle.
Well, they don't have the cubicles anymore. They used to have when Maria came, they opened up like a place where you could charge your phone. And
really?
Yeah, that was back in the day. But after Maria, I think they closed it out because I went the other day and it wasn't there. I used to use that place as my office. Like when I worked with when I worked with the social media for a couple places, I didn't want to work from home sometimes, so I just went to that place and had some fun.
Yeah, fun time over there. Luckily I wasn't there for Maria, but I know my parents were there, my brother was there, and they told me that shit was no joke. That
was fucked up.
Yeah, you remember my old house that I used to live?
Your parents aren't there anymore?
No, we sold it like last year. Last year we sold it. But,
okay, that's good.
But remember that house, right? And you remember that it was a first floor, and then you got my parents' floor.
Mm-hmm.
My brother told me that the first floor, when he woke up, it got flooded. And now, mind you, it's in a corner on a hill.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
On a hill. So for the first floor to get flooded, that has to be some gnarly shit.
I lost the studio. My first studio.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. My place where I used to live, it was an oven. It was a hot box, so I couldn't stay there because I was gonna, die of a heat stroke. So I went to my mom's place. I left everything closed and everything. So the winds were so hardcore that they tore down one of the lights, one of the light posts, and that went through my window. And it went through my window, and then all the water came in. I lost speakers. I had a little closet there. I lost clothes. I lost computers. Yeah, it was horrible.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
What happened? Did you manage to like get replaced or something? Insurance?
So little by little. No insurance. Now I have insurance for my shit, but back then I didn't have any insurance. So I just little by little, that's when I think I took off a little bit because a lot of the DJs, they were working for pennies. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be working for, no minimum, $100 a night and shit like that. I'm like, no, I'm going to start upgrading. So I started upgrading my gigs and, got a little bit more money, got my studio back together. Right now I'm in kind of a moving things around stage. That's why I don't show you like around the place.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm, it's been a while. And I have a couple things that I have to move around here. But yeah. The acoustics and everything I have to work on. I'm not sure how I sound, but
well, I can hear the frog. That's how you sound.
Yeah, but there's no big echo, right?
As far as I'm concerned, no. You'll see the episode when it airs, but it's not that bad. Like I don't think you have like I had interviewers in which I wouldn't say they were bad on their audio quality. It's just that your quality is actually pretty good compared to others. I had worse.
Okay.
I don't tell them that was worse, but when you see the episode, you can tell how how I sound and how they sound, and that's just me fixing it and cleaning it up, mixing it, to sound at least to my level. But even so, sometimes you cannot clean turd, man. Like if it's a turd, no matter how many times you clean it up, it's still gonna be a turd.
You can't polish a turd,
yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. So you actually sound much more better than the average one, the interviewer.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so it's not that bad, man. But thing is, I actually wanna. It's a cool thing that you actually hit me up, to be honest, because you were definitely one of my list of people I want to hit, and put yourself in the pat in the back for me, man, because you're literally the first Puerto Rican to get interviewed in my show.
Nice, puñeta, that's all it.
That's all it, and I'm very proud of being, I come from the island of Puerto Rico, and you to be one of my first ones to get into my show. To me, it's a great honor for me, man. And obviously a homie for a long time that we started together and everything. So I couldn't be any happier. So pat yourself in the back for being the first Puerto Rican DJ to come over to my show, man.
Thanks, man. That's it. The honor's all mine.
Absolutely. And I know people are like asking, it's like, oh shit, so you're like a homie of Wilson's. Like, well, I want to know a little bit about yourself. So I want to go more into depth about all your stuff, because obviously we can talk about everything, man. All the stuff that we've gone through together. And this is the stuff that I want to emphasize a lot with you for this episode, because sometimes there's people who don't believe how I actually got it to where I am, meeting all these artists. And I tell them, it's like, guys, it's like, I didn't start in this industry like 5 years ago when I moved into South Florida. No, I've been in the nightlife scene since 2010. And there's like lots of people that were with me. It's just because it was in a different scenery, it doesn't mean that I don't know the do's and don'ts right now. And boy, did I learn a lot of don'ts, back when we were doing it. But we were young and stupid. So there were a lot of things that we're going to commit, and it's a good thing that we did it, because that's how we learn from it. So I want to hear more about your perspective out of your trajectory, your history of it, So I wanted the listeners to know, like, all the shits and digs that got to you to where you are. So let's just start with, the beginning, the very beginning, like, because I remember you, obviously we went to the same college together and we hit it off. But I remember that you weren't a DJ at a time, that you were just starting out. Like, do I have that right?
So when we met, I was interested in DJing, but I'm a musician through and through. So I
that I knew.
I was always playing guitar and drums and shit. And I had a band with Paola. You know her. She's over there in Miami. So I was there. I think I started around 2010. Yeah. I bought my little first computer with the whole controller shit. And I think I called you up to see how we could set it up, because you had just started too, but you had a little bit you had a little bit more experience, obviously, because you started and you had your equipment and everything.
Yeah.
But I remember that after you got your first equipment, I got mine, and then you said, "Hey, let's go to your house for a party." I think it was a get together, and we can DJ.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then we had a lot of fun there. I was terrible, and then my first paying gig you gave me, which we went to Encantada for that model's house. I don't remember her name.
Oh shit, Melanie,
yeah, that's her.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that we have a picture of all three models together.
Yeah, and I was there, and I remember we had an issue with the audio because the filter was on and we didn't know what was happening. We thought, why does it sound like this? We were like, why does it sound like that?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And we put a filter on. Oh my god, that was. That was like, you gave me like $50 and we had to bring the the speakers and yeah, that was back in the day. I was like 2010, 20 or late 2010.
Yeah.
But after that, yeah, after that, I started practicing. I had a couple gigs myself, and then I think it was one of those foam parties at Senior Frogs. Yeah. We were friends with Bo, and he's like, "Oh, I need another DJ." I'm like, "Okay, sure, no problem. Let's go. Let's do it." And I was scared because it was my first big gig, you know.
Right.
And after that, I killed it because I practiced all week. I remember I was like, let me work on my set. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. And yeah, it started. I started playing there, and after that, I got my residency at Summers next to our college.
Yeah.
After that, I started working on my brand on YoungRock on basically everything that made us or made me an artist. And after that, I think it was, I want to say 2012 or 2013 that I really started taking DJing seriously. And some things happened. I was I think about 24, 25. I moved out of my place. You helped me move from my place.
Yeah.
And I started. That's the place that got fucked up with the hurricane.
Oh, really? That one?
Yeah, where you help. Yeah, that was where I moved, and that one got fucked up because of the hurricane.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, now I'm in a new place. It's close by. So yeah, basically that was what that happened, and we had you and me. We did a couple gigs together. We did a lot of kids parties.
Yeah.
We did the whole. What was the name of this place where we went in Guaynabo? Club Náutico era? Did we do the gigs at
Club Náutico?
No, it was a club in Guaynabo that we used to go to. We did like 3 or 4 events there. I think your dad got us those gigs or something, or your mom. And there were kids parties.
Oh, in El Caparra. In El Caparra Country Club.
Caparra.
Oh, the country club. Yeah.
Yeah. We did those for a while.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
we did like 2 or 3 gigs there. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Especially the adult parties, because the kids parties were we played like whatever they wanted. But then when I wanted to step up and started doing my own stuff, I started taking DJing more seriously, and I went up to a hotel, the Conrad, and there was this DJ playing. I'm not gonna say his name.
Is he secretive?
But I was new. Huh? No. I just don't want to, this, it's not something bad, but it was a negative thing. And that pushed me. Yeah. Let me show you. Let me explain. So there was this DJ playing, and he's an old school guy. He's super cool, but I was just starting, and all I had was my computer and my controller. So I didn't know how to use like the CDJs or vinyl or anything like that. And he was like, "Hey, come here. Can you play with these CDs?" I'm like, "What do you mean CDs?" He's like, "Oh, we can't use your computer here, so bring your CDs to play." I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't know how to do this." So I said, "Okay, let's do it." And I put the CDs in. I tried to mix, and it sounded horrible.
Ooh.
It was bad. Ooh. And he was like, "Te falta mucho." I'm like, "Shit." And he was a really good DJ at the time. He still is. And that was an embarrassment. I was like, nope, this is not happening to me again. So what I did is I went home, didn't take any gigs for like 3 months, and I got myself 2 CDJs, 2 vinyls, and 1 mixer. And I started mixing with CDs, with vinyl. Obviously, I already knew how to use a controller. But yeah, I started learning the craft. So that didn't happen to me again. So nowadays, you put anything in front of me, I'm going to be able to use it, Right. So basically that was like when I said, okay, I'm taking this really seriously. And I started getting gigs after that, like 3 months later. And basically I started playing at, clubs here like Brava. Back then it was Epic, which is 787 now. I did Papi Joe's. I got a residency there. It was in Old San Juan. I did 1 bar in Old San Juan. I did Condado, a couple places. And, I started getting better and better, more noticed. And that's when the hurricane happened. When the hurricane happened, we didn't. We were like, well, I was without power for 3 months. My grandparents didn't have power until February of the year after, so about 8 months without power. Yeah. And while we were still reconstructing, there was this big issue with the power grid, and they had like this what's the word I'm looking for? This curfew. So they had a curfew, so there was no work for us. There was no work for us. We had to. We wouldn't be able to go out, and I had my job and everything, my day job, but I couldn't really do anything. So I kept practicing. When this whole shitstorm got better,
quote unquote,
quote unquote better, the party started going out again, and everybody was dying to have a drink. Everybody was dying to hang out.
I bet.
And I just started gigging, getting gigs, and I played at a music festival here, which was the Dreamland, and that was fucking great, man. That we killed it there.
Shout out to Kevin Moreno, my homie. That's the guy. That's the main dude from Dreamland, man. One of the main dudes, at least. Oh my!
Is he?
He was my manager at the time. He put us through for Dreamland, and I remember. And I mean, that's when you saw me first playing on main stage on Dreamland before the Maria incident. It was the power grid. You had like 7 other guys with you on stage. I remember.
No,
it was just 4 dudes. It was me and 3 other dudes. But it was like the craziest back-to-back set, and they shoot us for failure. To be honest, like they shoot us for like, here's your 20 minutes of fame, and for 4 people that we know each other, we're homies. Like we play here in South Florida, but we've never done a back-to-back together, so we don't know each other's energies. And we just said like, dude, let's just fucking do it. It's a shot for us to have a main stage appearance, at prime time. We might as well enjoy it. Like, hey, what's the BPM? 150. All right. Everybody does 150. And that's what we did. And we fucking killed it. That was like.
Yeah, I remember. It was really good.
It was.
But after you guys, there was some asshole who started playing reggaeton at a bass set. And everybody was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" I remember. I don't remember who it was.
But, was it that year that I played, or was it like the year that you played?
The year that you played, there was a guy after you guys finished your set. There was an asshole that's like, "Everybody gets fucked up, whatever," and started playing reggaeton. And okay, 1 or 2 songs is cool if you mix them, but they were like the original tracks with And a lot of people were like, yeah, but that's not what we came here for. We came here for the bass.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. I don't know who it was.
I know who. I remember. I was not part of that decision making, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was not part of that decision making. They say that that they like. They say, because they asked me, it's like, yo, yeah, you're from here, right? Like, yeah, they like reggaeton. I was like, yeah, I mean, we started reggaeton, but let me tell you, I haven't been in this island like in a while, so I don't know what to tell you, whether they will fuck with for a bit or not, And they were just trying to get to the reggaeton to match it with the Mumba and the Jersey Club style, That's what they were trying to get to, because that's their style. They're Jersey hitters, Mumba hitters, twerk hitters. And I was like, I was probably the only dubstep in that whole back-to-back, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you were.
I was probably the only, because the other homies were just, they were just twerk, trap, and Jersey style. So it's like, at least we have a little bit of variety, and you can tell each one of us like who play who,
Yeah, I remember I used to be really big into the dubstep, but that changed, obviously.
For you? Why is that? I mean, we started with Skrillex and having knife party into our veins, but what changed your mind into like, nah, I don't want to do dubstep anymore?
It's just the scene here changed a lot too. So if I wanted to get paid, I had to start playing other things. And right now the scene here is just, ponte perreo, and I'm not like that. I'm like, if you want me to play, I can't put an 8-hour set of reggaeton. I just can't. I mean, I have the music, I have the ability to, but I choose not to.
Right.
So I had a controversy with a club. One of the managers was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing some hip hop," and he's like, "No, switch back to reggaeton." I'm like, "No." He's like, "I'm the manager. I'm the DJ. You're paying me to do something."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, change back to perreo." And I will in a while. The next week, the owner says like, "Hey man, what's going on with the music?" I'm like, "Yo, man, you pay me to do something. If you want just that, then get somebody else. No harm, no foul. If you just want that, then get somebody else."
Right.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, then just give me a couple weeks because that's what's in right now." I'm like, if you think that's what's in that right now, you want that for your club, no problem. So I stopped playing at that club. I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? Not 20 minutes passed when I finished the phone call with him. "Hey man, we need a new DJ. We have this new place. We need somebody that can play everything." I'm like, "I'm your guy." And yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I haven't had a day off since March. So yeah, it's been. I love your fucking face, man. I love your fucking face.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Let's go.
And when Seba called me up for like the wedding,
yeah,
I'm like, okay. He called me up like 8 months in advance, so I went ahead and got the date. I'm not taking any gigs that day.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I think it was back in February.
Yeah.
No. It was like in May or April. All of my contacts and everything got erased, and all my calendar got erased. So I had to start calling them up. And the one guy I didn't call was Seba because I forgot it. I had all my other things. And then I'm like, "When's the wedding?" So I called him up. "Hey man, when's the wedding?" "Oh, this is the wedding day." Like shit. Okay, I don't have anything that day. Now we go. I was there. Yeah. So I got scared.
No, I would be, man. But I'm proud of you, bro. I'm very happy to hear that you're actually doing great, man, and that you have every fucking weekend a gig for yourself, man. I'm happy for you. And
I do.
And I'm more than happy and proud of you to stand up and tell managers and owners to kindly fuck off. When you're you said it kindly.
Yeah.
Basically, because you are a certain style of DJ, and that's where many of the up and coming artists have trouble with, because you wanna be identified as this. Like if you wanna be as the dubstep producer, you're the dubstep producer. You wanna be the house guy, you're the house guy. If you wanna be the open format guy, you're the open format guy. Whatever the DJ that you wanna be, that's what you're gonna lean towards to. But if like a club comes back to you and hits you up to say like, "Hey, like I need you to DJ for this gig," and so yada yada yada, just play house music, and you're like a dubstep producer, you'll be like, "Why are you hiring me?" And no, I'm not gonna do that. That's not my job. But here's the thing: a lot of people, a lot of young bucks, a lot of young kids, they see that as an opportunity. And they are scared that if they reject it, there's not going to be another opportunity. And we both know that because we both been in those situations before in which, an opportunity roses and you're like, "Fuck, bro, we got to take it." Like, I don't like it. I don't like playing it. But you know what? We got to take it because we need to get our word of mouth out there. We got to let our names out there, and sometimes it sucks. So, kudos that, we got to the point of where we can actually say no to somebody. If this is not what you hired me for, this is not the type of DJ I am, like, just no. And I'm sorry. If I was misleading to you, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I was pretty clear what type of DJ I am. And I've said a couple times, kindly fuck offs to other people, because people were telling me like, "Oh, I need you to open up for, for example, Dubs. Dubs is a house mainstream house guys, right?" And I asked them, yeah, big room, yeah, give them the big room stuff. And I asked them, yeah, guys, like, do you not know what I play?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I generally play trap and dubstep. Like, my whole fiend is bass. Oh, so you don't want to do it? It's like, as much as I would love to open up for those guys, I have to reject it because that's not what I.
I mean, it's a festival setting, so maybe you can get away with a lot in a festival setting.
But here's the thing: you confuse people when you're playing on certain shows, and then all of a sudden you're playing this genre, and then be like, "Oh, but I thought you were into dubstep. Why are you playing house?" So you're like catering yourself, and the problem to that as well. This is another thing because a lot of promoters see this as an opportunity. It's like, oh, I can hire him for other shit, you know? I can hire him for, oh, he does house, I can hire him for the house. He does bass, I can hire him for bass. So they don't give you the respect enough to say, like, I'm only catering you for certain bass shows. Like, no, I'm only catering you to whatever I feel like it. And that's an issue because then you don't know when is your next gig because any other gig could be the one or none, you know? And again, people are like too scared to say no. I mean, it's a main issue. I see why people say no or are too scared to say no because you don't want to miss the opportunities. Obviously, the opportunity is there, but sometimes you actually got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Completely agree. And so yeah. Anyway, after Dreamland, the second festival where I played, we actually started looking for better gigs and, like I said, you know, level up. Now I have residencies all over.
Fire.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And yeah, I love what I do. I really love what I do. I can't really complain. Dealing with people, you know, with the guy with the phone, you know, with the play Bad Bunny, you know, that kind of shit, you deal with it every day. But
you're blessed because I had people coming over to the booth and the booth is on the top floor and they somehow climb and I'm like, how the hell do you get up here? What the fuck? You remember Kronos? Fucking Kronos people, they come over backstage and then they climb up into, there's like 3 different stages into that big stage. And they somehow climb it to the stage I am. And I'll say, can you play this? I'm like, what the fuck? How you got here? Shit.
I'm at a club now. It's called 58. And it's the hottest club right now here in PR. So I'm playing my set. I got everybody dancing and everybody's like grooving. Then there's this one guy. He's like looking at me.
Oh boy.
I'm like, okay, this guy's just gonna ask for some music, whatever. And then I keep playing, and he keeps looking at me.
Okay.
Okay. And then he takes his phone, right? And then he takes his phone. He's like, starts twiddling with it. Goes like this, and when he goes like this, it says, "Play something we can dance to."
Oh my god!
And you can see everybody was like, and they were going bonkers. But then he played that, and I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck you. You know, I'm gonna keep playing my shit. Yeah, I went like, fuck you, and then he got offended. I went over to. He got offended. Yeah, and he went over to the booth has a security guard, right? And the security guard was like, why you want to go to my guy over there? He's like, oh, he flipped me off. And he's like, what did you do? Because I know him. He's not going to flip you off just because he's going to flip you off. And he's like, oh, because I asked him for something to dance. And he's like, are you going to request a song? And he was like, yeah, I might. So the security guard was like, just wait here. He went up to me. This is some douchebag wants to request a song. He says that he wants something to dance to. I'm like, yeah, I flipped him off. He's like, what do you want me to do? Honestly, take him out of the club for all I care. They did that. He threw him out. He threw the asshole out. And he was with 3 girls. And they were like, what happened? And then the guy explained, and they were like, oh, fuck him. Yeah, let's keep dancing. And they were all dancing. And he was like, you know, it was like, I don't get this guy. Oh, that was hilarious because it was just this douchebag.
Oh, bro, tell me about it. I got you. I got you stories like that, man. One of my jobs here in South Florida was I was working at the Clevelander. I don't know if you ever heard of the Clevelander Hotel in South Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Cleveland, I was a stage coordinator, and sometimes I had to be the DJ because when one of the hottest DJs don't show up because they were running late. Oh, Ralph, we need you to DJ for a bit. They haven't showed up. I'm like, I hate the fact that I told people I'm a DJ because now I have to play mainstream shit. So I always have a fucking USB with me, and I just DJ through CDJs. And because I already have everything on cue points, I'm just like, don't even need headphones. I just know when to time and I just play stuff. So it was one of those times in which it was on prime time because the DJ, one of my DJs was running late. It was I think it was like a midnight set because they go by 5-hour sets, you know. So it was like the last hour set. You know, the next DJ has to clock in at midnight, and he hasn't showed in a bit, and the other DJ needs to get out for his other gig. So I had to switch it up for my stuff. And then, you know, I kept the energy going. I kept the energy going. And wouldn't you know it, I had a couple of drunk ladies, white girls, coming over to look at me. And then they come over and mind you, the stage has like barricades. It has like a fucking cone, and it has a fucking thing that says, no, you can't go in. They literally went like this, whoop, and then proceed to me. And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Hey, can you play something that people want to dance? Mind you, this is midnight, and this place was slam packed, and everybody was popping. Can you play something that you want to dance? I'm like, lady, I'm playing some Rihanna's and Drakey shit. What do you want? You don't know how to twerk? Like, nah, I want something like, you know, like energy, like this and that, and I could go this, this is not killing it. This is and I'm like, the fucking audacity. And I'm not even supposed to be here, bro. Like, and I'm getting insulted by the men, and I'm just like, security. I went to the microphone. It's like, hi, security. Can someone come over to the stage? And you see like 5 fucking big motherfuckers coming over to the stage. And it's like, what happened? Them. Because now, not only did I say no and fuck off, they started to go all around the stage and started to go on the stage spots, which becomes a liability for us if anything happens. And they start dancing and everything. And so one of the security guards basically go like this.
We took her out.
And I got plenty of more. One of my favorite ones is that I was walking by and I was like looking at an old, you know, Haitian couple. And they were like, oh man, the love is good, because they were like getting it. When I started with the Mumba shit, they were like, I'm like, all right, bet. 4 hours later, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I kid you not, I was walking by and I see the same merry old Haitian couple. The woman was giving heads.
I mean, I've seen that before, but
let me tell you, bro, I see some nasty shit over in South Beach, man. And it's funny because it's one of those things that you've seen it all, but every day something new rises and just tops it. And I'm like, okay, so I haven't seen it all. And then another thing tops it. And it's like, okay. One of the coolest things is that I saw somebody throw up in the rooftop.
Like down the roof?
No, like we have a terrace in the rooftop. So there's a second party happening in the same hotel. So you got the main stage, and then you got the loungy area in the terrace area. We saw literally somebody puke over and they landed on the street.
I remember one time I was playing at one of the clubs here, and there was this guy. He was like, had 2 beers in his hands. It's like, he stopped and his face went blank. He just went, threw up right there. Yeah, like a baby, like. Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, little nasty shit.
A lot of nasty shit. Yeah, but I mean, what can you do?
Oh, I mean, we can kindly tell people to fuck off and stop asking or requesting. Like, that is like the most annoying shit that I have ever dealt with as a DJ.
I don't mind requests. I just when it's the same 4 fucking songs all night, you know, it's like if it's a hot song. And you know you're gonna you. It's like this. So you listen. Basically, a lot of people listen to music in their car when they commute, right?
Yeah.
So they go from point A to point B. From point A to point B, they listen to the same 4 songs, right?
Yeah.
And they do that 5 times a day. When you go out to the club, you want to listen to the same fucking 4 songs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. But yeah, like I'm tired. I'm so tired of the fucking new Bad Bunny album. Ever since it came out, that's all they asked for. I mean,
really?
Can you play La Corriente? Can you play esto? Can you play lo otro? I'm like, dude, there's other fucking artists, and and that's the scene here is like that in PR. It's just like if you're not playing Bad Bunny, then basically, and don't get me wrong, great fucking album, great. It has everything. It has house, it has merengue, it has reggaeton, it has trap, it has dancehall. It's a great album, but I get tired of it. Yeah.
But tell me more how the actual Puerto Rican scene is when it comes to music overall. Like, did it actually? Because when I left, EDM was on the rise, and shit was popping right now. And then over the years, I feel like it started to deter, and all those big local DJs that were moving up, and I see them, killing it in the EDM scene. All of a sudden, they're all dead. Like not literally they were dead, but I mean like figuratively they were dead. Like that said, there was no more EDM, no more EDM artists, no more this and that. Like what happened over there? Like did reggaeton overturn all that shit and went back to popularity again?
Yeah. So the thing is that more or less when you were leaving, EDM kind of, I think it was too big to succeed because everybody wanted to be a DJ. Right. Everybody and their grandmother was a DJ. So that got like really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's
inflated,
not overpopulated, not inflated.
It went like a bubble.
Too much. Yeah, so when you have too much demand for a little supply, what's saturated? It got really saturated.
Yes, it got oversaturated.
It got oversaturated, and then like basically reggaeton started to go up again. Then you have the Anuels, and you have your J Balvins
and the Bad Bunnies and the Balumas.
Yeah, and the Bad Bunnies, and you have good reggaeton songs coming out. And when good reggaeton starts coming out, but a lot of people started listening to it, and EDM went declining, and a lot of the EDM started sounding exactly the same. One song sounded like another, and that's happening now with reggaeton. So that's why a lot of reggaetoneros are now doing house music, are now doing merengue, are now doing they're branching out. I think if they would have done that when the original boom back in 2008, 2009, when the original reggaeton boom was there, we would have had a more versatile urban economy in music. Nowadays every artist does everything, and I like that. Really? I like everybody's doing everything. I think it started with Rauw Alejandro, which is personally one of my favorite artists. Rauw Alejandro.
Okay.
Don't tell me. Come on, man.
I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who the
Really?
No, I'm being serious.
Listen to this. He made a reggaeton drum and bass.
Nani?
Cuando Fue, it's called. Listen to it because I don't want you to get copyrighted. But he made a song, and I was listening to the album. The album's pretty good. I think he did the song Todo de Ti. Aceleraste mi latido. It's just basically Fergie's song plagiarized, but I'm not going to say anything about that. So yeah, it was basically that song plagiarized, but then he made a whole album with a lot of good songs, and one of them was with Zion y Lennox and Caleb Calloway and Mr. Nice Guy. So Caleb Calloway is a house DJ. He went on tour with Loco Dice, and he's Puerto Rican. And he basically made the beat with Mr. Nice Guy, which was an up-and-coming producer. And they made the song called Química, which the song starts out like a reggaeton at around 100 BPM. And it's okay, cool. And then all of a sudden you hear the winding of the BPM going up, and you're like, wait, what the hell? And then it turns into this deep house, which everybody's grooving to. And after that, everybody wants, okay, I'm gonna do a house song. Everybody wanted to do a house song. Everybody wanted to do, other things that weren't exactly the trap and reggaeton, because everybody was still with the te botea kind of beat with that thin snare.
Yeah, it's that fixed snare. Yeah. I know which one you're talking. Yeah.
So it was that, and basically everybody was still then doing that. Then they took the whole genre and turned it on its feet. So now you got a lot of things that a lot of people that listen to everything. Right now, I think we're in one of the best moments, because you got your house parties, you got your reggaeton parties, you have your drum and bass scene. A lot of places closed. Like one bar was one of my favorite places. Am I boring you?
No, it's been a long day, bro. I swear to you.
Same. So a lot of places like,
but
a lot of places like
like one bar. You've mixed
one bar.
What I remember one bar back in the day that was like the one place that you go for drum and bass. Am I wrong?
So they started doing house parties and drum and bass parties and after parties for like the big EDM events.
Mm.
And Skrillex played there with Chami back to back.
Holy shit!
It was off the hook. It was so good.
Holy shit! That's nasty.
It was nasty. I was there. I back then I used to play for Papi Joe, which was one of the bars in Old San Juan, and the guy that did the bars at Papi Joe was the same guy that did the bars at the events. So I got to get all the cool events, and I got in. Are you still there?
I'm still here, but
the call kind of
the signal.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but you were like lagging and freezing all over.
All right, I think I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I think I was talking about the Skrillex and Chami set.
Yeah.
It
was nasty.
It was so good. After that, one bar suffered damages through Maria. I used to do parties there called the deranged parties. I did 3 of them.
Oh.
First one was bad, horrible. We didn't know how to promote. We didn't know how to do shit. But the second one, I did it with the owner, Carla. She was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you with promotion. I'm going to help you with everything. And the party was pretty fucking good. But the third one, it was off the hook. We had 2 stages. We had a drum and bass stage, and we had the house. Well, not house. We had the EDM and then the drum and bass. And then what I did is on purpose, I did this. I made the schedule so you had a drum and bass DJ here and a house DJ here, or an EDM DJ. And then I switched it up. Then in this stage, we would have a drum and bass or bass DJ and then a house DJ on here. So people would be moving around and seeing everything, going to the different bars. So that's what I did with the lineup. So it was a complete success. We were going to do a third one. Okay. That third one, we were going to have candy bars, not candy that you eat, like the candy that you wear, the bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have go-go dancers. I even found a guy. You remember one bar had the lights, the light arcs that on top, right?
Yeah.
So those got busted. So I found a guy that could fix them, and he was going to do it for like $1,000 plus some publicity. So we were going to do like a whole wall with everybody that was going to be un oficiador sponsoring the event, and everything was planned to the T.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fucking storm came.
Oh,
everything went to shit. The place, one bar, I went after the storm, that place got flooded. And let me tell you something. One bar was not a pretty place to go. It was if you went to the bathrooms, the men's room in one bar, and you took your dick out to pee, you didn't need a COVID vaccine because you were already immune to fucking everything, you know? That was
damn.
That was bad. It was nasty. That bathroom was nasty. And the girls' room, I heard you couldn't go in there because, you know, if you squat down to pee, some sort of lizard thing would, come up with the toilet. And it's a joke, but it was nasty. When I went there after the whole storm, they had wooden floors. They were like going up like this because of the humidity. All the sound equipment was already old, so it got wet. And one of the speakers,
Yeah.
The glue from the mesh like dried up, got so wet that it started
To
tearing
peel
like
off.
this. So you could see the wiring and the speakers and everything, and you could see everything like deteriorating.
Oh.
So Carla did what any sane person would have done, and she's like, "Listen, this is not gonna. It's gonna be too much money to fix. I'm just gonna, close it down." And they did that. They closed it down. They gave it back, and now it's just an empty door. There's nothing there.
Seriously.
Yeah, I really wanted to buy it. But I don't have the money to fix it up.
That's a huge investment, man. That's
It
like
is.
and let me tell you, it's one of those risky investments.
Yeah, it is. It is very risky because, I mean, it's a great spot in Old San Juan, but you would have to invest in a lot of, because there's no parking close to it.
Mhm.
So you'd have to invest in like some sort of a promotion, and even though it's close to the BK over at, and people would go out of the BK all drugged up and be like, oh, there's a party going out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard. It was hard. After that, Epic came, which was we played at Epic. We called it Red Code.
Mhm.
Remember Red Code?
Oh my God, I remember Red Code.
So
yeah.
Red Code then got changed to Epic, and now it's called 787.
Wasn't that the old Nocturnal place before Red Code? Right there in the corner?
It's in the corner, but I don't think it was called Nocturno.
No, what was it called?
Liquid.
Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, Liquid. Yep. Now I remember. It has like 3 different floors.
Yeah, but the third one, they just use it as a bathroom right now. The first one is a club, and now the last one, they're gonna do a gentleman's strip club.
Oh, all the way to the top. I remember that.
I play there on some occasions, but I play at the bottom. I don't like to go to the strip club because it's too late. Hours are long, and
Yeah, I like I remember, man. That's where Afrojack used to play, right?
Yeah, that's where Afrojack was, and Major Lazer.
Yeah, I remember it, man. I remember that they hired me to rent out one of my CDJs. I remember I had the 2000, so they needed extra ones, so they hired me to set it up for them. And I remember Local Dice was playing that day, and I set it up for Local Dice. My boy Shaggy off of the Z Boys, he was playing that night as well. So it was like a lot of. It was actually a very cool place, very cool place. Yeah, I remember it, man.
It's some good times. We had some good times there. Yeah. But yeah, now I'm in the scene. I'm pretty much booked every weekend, and honestly, I'm glad I could take some time to like fucking talk to you, because it's hard to get a couple minutes in.
Yeah, I feel you, man. My life is busy as it is as well. I mean, between the podcast and then having the weekends off for family, and then I got work every day. I'm setting up events, lighting up for events, and now that it's like, it's the season, I might actually start doing like other freelance gigs, for clubs and conferences and whatnot that they need me so they want me to set up and play around with LEDs and whatnot. Just, I'm getting married, so I actually need the money. I need to get myself busy every weekend and get those gigs, bro. Podcast is not giving me money yet. It will. It will soon enough.
We're gonna get some sponsors.
Absolutely.
We're not sponsored yet, but hey, if Adidas or like fucking if you want to sponsor this podcast, YoungRock was here. We can, do something with that and have some fun.
Hey, by all means, I'm open. I'm open to it. I'm open to it. But that's one of the reasons I'm actually gonna create a second channel. I'm actually already in the works for that. It's gonna call the Wolfpack Podcast. Just the one. That's why I created the social media first, because I didn't want anybody to take the name out. Because I'm pretty sure like some apps.
Okay, cool.
Like it's smart. Like if you want to create something, you make sure that they have it available in social media. Because if they don't have it available in social media, then you gotta rethink the whole name and everything. And the Wolfpack was something that I had for the longest time to create.
Okay, signals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I think I'm back now.
Now.
Okay.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah, it's just the signal's going kind of weird. Either way, I still kind of have to go. But yeah, man, it's really been a blast. How long are your episodes usually?
Usually I talk people all the way to 3 hours, man. We literally go Joe Rogan style. We go to a deep dive on some shit, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
But you know, I can skip all that and I can just get to the nitty gritty stuff and just
talk to me.
Ask you the few questions and we can wrap it up from there. You know, I don't want to take more time of your time, man.
No problem. All right. So what's the nitty gritty? What questions? What piercing questions do you want to ask me?
I'm gonna ask you some piercing questions, you know, and they're gonna be very piercing, and then you gotta answer it truthfully. All right.
Scout's honor.
Scout's honor. You already know. Marketing wise, like what is it that you had to do for you to market yourself as YoungRock? You knowing that you were a young DJ in the scene in a small island, you know, not many people are doing what you're doing, or a lot of people are doing what you're doing, and the competition is right there. How are you standing out yourself from others and using marketing as, like, you know, one of your tools?
So my tools are basically social media. You know, I take all the flyers I can, and you know, a lot of people just, you know, go fly and upload it and just, you know, here, this is where I'm going to be. I don't do that. I upload the flyer. I put a little song to it. I tag the player to animate things that if I can, you know, marketing wise, the social media part is half of the way there. The other half is making sure that when the day comes, I fucking kill it every time. You got to give it your 110% every time, because if you don't do it, people will notice, you know. It's like, oh, if you go to play at a club one day, you're not feeling your best, you've had a tough day, you know, you're going to be playing, you got to leave that all at the door and, you know, kill it and make sure people are having a great fucking time up for it. Because I've been, like I said, I haven't had an off day since March, and not every day you feel like a rock star, but you got to try to make everybody else around you feel like you're the fucking rock star, you're the man, and that everybody is, you know, you make sure everybody has a good time. And the third component I do, and this is something it isn't quite marketing wise, but it goes a long way, is humility in what we do. Whenever you're at a set, whenever you're at a set and you kill it and somebody compliments you, you don't go, I know who I am. Yeah, no, you go like, thank you. You know, you that goes a long way, and people appreciate that, because if you go like, I'm a fucking best, I can do this shit all day long, then people are gonna be like, this asshole, I'm complimenting you. I take the compliment and I always say, no, thank you for being here, and you know, that goes a long way. And that's how I've done a lot of private gigs, a lot of weddings, a lot of shit that, you know, made me money. But it's actually kind of, you can tell when somebody's being fake. So it really has to be genuine. Right. It has to be genuine. So just social media is key, killing it every time, and stay humble, and people will gravitate towards you.
And let me ask you, like, I know you said that you haven't had a decent, you know, day off since March. So you've been killing it every week. And that's actually pretty cool. But something that you actually did mention a little bit, and I'm going to emphasize on that, like, it gets a little bit exhausted because you feel tired, but you need to make sure that everybody that's around you feels like, you know, get that big ass energy. Does it ever take a toll on you, on your mental health, by doing all this type of stuff every weekend and not having a time for you to mentally rest?
So there's balance in everything. I love what I do. Mm-hmm. And if you love what you do, they say that you don't work a day in your life. Right. But it does take a toll. It's tiring. Sometimes, you know, you know that the night is over at 2 a.m, but the club wants to keep open, to keep selling alcohol until 4. Yeah. And you know the night's over. You know they're not going to make much more money, and you're exhausted, and you had a long day. Even when it's more than 1 gig a day, oh my god, it does take a toll, but there's balance in everything. I haven't had a full day off since March, but I have some patches where I've been exhausted, but I always, try to stay, if there's a day that I don't have to get off out of bed, I don't get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a day where what's the word I'm looking for? Take like an easy day, like for example, which is a day gig, and it pays pretty well. So I don't have to take a night gig that day. I don't have to, be until 5 or 4 a.m. at a club, making people. It's good because you get another audience and you get, more exposure. Like, for example, I had a day gig on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were going to do the interview between my two gigs, but stuff happened and I wasn't able to go. But during that day gig, I saw a lot of kids and a lot of families, and I gave out some cards for birthday parties and stuff like that, which they enjoyed. But I did 2 gigs that night. I wish I hadn't. I wish I had just taken the night off because it's, it was too exhausting. When I got home, I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. But during that set, I was like, listen, man, so it does take a toll.
Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty good to hear, because not many people can actually talk about, those mental health issues, and I appreciate you sharing that one of those, and don't ever overdo yourself, like get yourself that, time for yourself, rest, heal, let your brain, breathe for a little bit. And then next time, boom, do what you gotta do, always have a day off, always have at least one day off. Even if you work every day, just have at least one day off just to shut down your brain for a bit, Why is it that as a DJ, why is it that you decided to choose YoungRock as your name?
My name. All right. So when I started out, EDM was just on the top, and everybody was like party rocking and fucking shuffling and shit. Yeah. I've always been a musician. I loved rock music. So there was this song "Forever Young" from Journey, and I think it was it basically, that's how I felt. I felt I was going to be forever young. Boy, was I wrong. But I took that. I took that. Like, my energy is like, I'm forever young and we're going to rock it every night. And YoungRock was born in 2010.
Fire. Now, what are your thoughts about the current scene in Puerto Rico? Do you think that is much more better? You think it's gonna get a lot more better? You think it's gonna, go down? Do you see a genre that's gonna rise up again and take over? What do you think about the scene itself?
So right now in PR, I think we're in a really good place. It can get a lot better. It can get a lot worse, but I really hope better. The genres right now that are on the uptick are.
Damn it, we're literally close to the end, and his signal goes away. Okay, like the signals, like the last one you said was, it could be good, it could be worse. You feel what genre you said that might be on the rise?
So no, on the rise right now. Yeah, it's basically reggaeton and trap, but it can get like really housey sometimes, or really bassy with some genres. But really, right now, and I'm not shitting you. I'm seeing a lot of mambo and a lot of Latin, a lot of merengue stuff being pushed, which is like gonna be the next. Like, I see a lot of kids going towards that, singing about drugs and killing, but with a merengue beat. I've seen that, and I think that's going to be big pretty soon.
What?
Apart from that, all the genres are yeah. They're gonna start, maleanteo songs with the. I think we have a delay.
What the fuck, bro? Hello? No, this is my face. This was my face the whole, minute long. Like what the fuck is going on? Jesus.
Yeah. Remember that the whole scene is getting basically more raw songs talking about, guns and hoes and stuff. there's going to be that's going to happen here. It's just what people like.
Jesus.
But at the same time, there's a really big house scene, a really big EDM scene, because whenever there's a house party, I was saying before it got cut off by the internet, that the house scene here there's very few house parties and they're far apart. But whenever there's a house party, it's always packed and there's always good music, good vibes, and people are having fun. So yeah, I think moving forward, PR is just going to be like in a big Latin and reggaeton. Moving forward, it's going to go up, but there's going to be a renaissance of house and EDM.
Well, wow. Wow. Like we got to the point, like let's normalize, maleanteo and guns and hoes and bitches and whatnot to merengues. Wow. All right, guys, we did it. We crap. Do you believe that there's the EDM scene is alive and well, or you think it's dead and buried?
I think it was dead. It was, but now it's going on an uptick. And if it were dead, I wouldn't be working right now.
Two more questions and we can wrap it up, man. What is your greatest accomplishment up to now, and what do you hope to accomplish in the future?
Wow, that's
loaded.
So my greatest accomplishment. I mean, I've played in New York. I've played in Miami. I've played in Orlando. I've played here in PR. I think my greatest accomplishment was a party that we did in the lobby of La Concha.
It was the day, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but this was recent. Actually, this wasn't. This was when the hurricane came. Hurricane Fiona. When everybody's power went out before the fucking thing got here.
Yeah.
There was another curfew, but it didn't apply to the touristic area. So they called me up and said, "Hey, John, do you think you can make this gig?" I'm like, "Man, it's gonna be a rainy night. You know what? I ain't got shit to do. Let's go." And we had a fucking party there. Oh my God. The place was packed. It was the only place that was open, but everybody had a blast. We had dancing. We had people jumping up and down. It was fire. It was great. Usually I would think, since it was a stormy night, everybody's going to stay home and be with, but that night was fire. That was so good. And for a future accomplishment, man, I played at Dreamland, which I think was one of my best sets. I want to take a crack at that again. I want to play at another big stage. I want to play, with Loco Dice. I want to play with Green Velvet. I want to play with somebody that's up to my standard, like the kind of music that I typically listen to. And I want to be elbow to elbow with them, maybe back to back with another with a great artist.
Fucking fire, bro. That's actually good to hear, man. That's good to hear. One last question and we can wrap this up. But before I ask you this important question, there's one bonus that I actually wanted to tell you. In this little section, I usually ask my interviewers to ask me something about me or ask me something about the industry, whether, any dirty little secrets that I know, any ugly truths out of it, or my experiences as a up and coming artist and how I deal with contracts and other shit. Do you have like something in specific that you want to ask me, or do you always want to know about the scene or something that you never had anybody to answer your question or ever wonder? I'm an open book for that.
Not really. I've been with this as long as you have, so I know how to work with my contracts. I know how to work with my light dudes. I know how to work with my music dudes. I'm thinking just man, how much are you gigging over there? I mean, how's it really going for you?
Well, thank you for asking me. Normally I stopped DJing like 3 years ago, to be honest. I haven't DJed in a long time, and it's not like I don't miss it. I do miss it. From time to time, like I miss going on the big stages and tour and play my set overall. I'm talking to some people here in South Florida that they do a lot of local shit, and right now I'm working towards my new EPs. I'm working 2 different EPs. and I already finished my first song of the EP, and I sent it over to these people that are doing, festivals and shows in South Florida, and they were like off the rails. They were like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? This is like, dude, Wolves, and like you went bonkers." I'm like, I thank you. I appreciate that. It's my first song, It's like, yo, finish up this EP so we can launch a EP party out of it. I'm like, that's right. That's right. And I'm talking so I'm just basically socializing and talking to a lot of artists around the globe as a perspective, and having them to sit down here in the interview. I feel like, my true calling call, because I was always wondering, what am I going to be good at? Because I know DJ, I'm great at it. I never doubted myself at DJing, and I proved to everybody, like, see, a kid like me from Puerto Rico got to fucking Miami, and in less than a year played in fucking Life in Color, Sunset Music Festival, and EDC after parties, and the after parties at Club Space and whatnot. The big shows like Club Cinema, and all around tour around Florida. Tour open up for an artist who's now one of the biggest artists, Nitty Gritty. I tour with him and open up for him. Dream, play a fucking festival main stage on my own hometown. Like, I feel like I accomplished a lot, but I feel like there still hasn't been that one thing that I feel like this was my true calling call. Like, DJing was always, for me, was like, I see myself as a short-term thing. I don't never seen this like I'm gonna do it as a longevity thing, like an everyday basis. Is more like once in a while I'll do it. So I haven't figured it out until I hit podcasting. And once I started podcasting, man, I've never been so happy and so focused and so in it that I've ever done in my life. More than DJing, more than making music, more than, whatever. Like, I had so much great conversations with some of the greatest established artists in the industry that if you hear some of their stories, you'll be like, holy shit. And even I sometimes look at myself as like, bro, how the fuck did I manage to get to talk to this guy? Like, fuck says, like, this guy made the Justin Bieber song, Peaches. And I had to sit down. Yeah, this was like one of my earliest episodes. I mean, the interviews, like episode 58, like Shindo, he's my boy. Shout out to him. He was the main producer that made the Peaches song.
Peaches.
And
cool.
And when he did it off a rip of Instagram live that Justin Bieber did, because he was just playing the melody of it and he was singing. So he ripped that, put it on Ableton, and he started making the beats out of it and started getting the groovy out of it. He sent it to Pooh Bear, and Pooh Bear immediately sent it to Bieber, and Bieber's camp were like, yeah, we're making this song as the single, the hit, the one that's gonna run the market.
Nice.
Not many people are like blessed enough to know those type of people, but I did, I still do. I still I'm amazed that I am where I am, and I'm just looking forward to many more conversations with more artists out there, with more talented people, and not just like established, even to the local level. Like, I interview a lot of local people who I believe they deserve a fucking shot in the industry. And I'm doing my best to put them out there, to blast them, to let them know, it's like, yo, guys, check these people out, And some of them actually took off. Some of them actually took off because of it. And they were very grateful that I was like their first person, because they say like, nobody's ever reached me out to interview. I'm like, I see talent, man. I see talent. I have a done. I'm seeing talent, and when I see them, I want to sit down. So podcasting has been like the most wonderful thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm very happy. And that's why great, man. Earlier, that's why I told you I'm planning to do a second channel, because I unintentionally made the Lone Wolv podcast as a guest interview channel. Mm-hmm. It was unintentionally. It wasn't meant for that. Like, once in a while I was gonna get guests, but I didn't build it for that reason. Build it for another reason, to on a weekly basis talk about all the shit that's happening in the entertainment industry and share some of the ugly secrets or truth bombs, that happens. And and being like a media-esque opinion a bit based on my experience a bit, like, for example, Why do I think that the Grammys are rigged? Well, let me show you. Example A, The Weeknd had the best year. The best year of a best album overall. Like all of his songs were bangers, music videos, Super Bowl performance. Like he had a wonderful year, and yet he hasn't won one Grammy.
Wow.
For all that. And the reason why he hasn't won, it's because there's a voting process. People assume that it's like, oh, it's because it's the most highest number song. It's like, nah, bro. It's a voting process based on top heads, deciding who they want to get in, and engineers from all around the nation, they get a say in it, they get a vote of it, and most of the time is a favor to favor. It's like it's a favor to favor, and at the same time is engineers never heard of The Weeknd, so they're gonna vote for something that they've heard of. So they will rather vote for Taylor Swift. They heard Taylor Swift, they worked some of Taylor Swift's, but they never worked with The Weeknd. So obviously they're not going to vote for The Weeknd. They're going to vote for the Taylor Swift, even if they never work with the project. A perfect example. So it's something like that.
Yeah,
so
I get it. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, so that was the purpose of this podcast. That was me about talking about stuff, and from time to time to have interviewers. It kind of lost its purpose halfway there. As soon as I interview Nitty Gritty, my homeboy, shout out to him. As soon as I interview with him, I kid you not, every fucking weekend was a new interviewer, every new artist. Like every Friday was just like one after another. It's like never stopping. And dude, I've already interviewed 7 people before you, and all this is getting scheduled all the way till December.
Wow.
I have like shit to edit all the way to December and publish all the way to December. So it's like new episode every week. But like I said, it kind of lost what I'm trying to do. So now I'm creating the second channel, which is what I initially started it, which is every week something shit happen. I'll put up the mic. I'll talk for 30 to 40 minutes. God knows if I can reach 40 hours of talking. Holy shit, that'll be a record. 30 minutes in the mic into the camera, and talk about certain topics. Like this week, shit that happened in Twitch. There's a Twitch drama happening on what else? Oh my God, the music scene. There's been some fucked up shit happening in the bass music scene about certain allegations of certain bass artists that allegedly they have raped, women. And now that's been the talk of it. Another topic, certain artists are going back and forth with a nobody to get their 20-minute fame, and they get butthurt, and all of a sudden they dehumanize these people. Shit like that, shit happens every week, man. And I'm like, I have nobody to talk about this. So I'm just gonna pick up the mic and talk about it and just let my emotion run out as objective as possible, and let people know, hey, this is my personal opinion. You don't know what goes behind the scenes. I do know what goes behind the scenes. There's more to that story than meets the eye,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But stuff like that. So that's like the stuff. And from time to time, I don't mind having somebody to come over to the show and bounce these, ideas or topics with them, So it's meant to be like a weekly based thing, like let's recap what happened last week. Well, some of this stuff. Oh my God, the new God of War is coming. Holy shit, that we gotta, I tell people, hey, you gotta get God of War, man. God of War is the fire. So it's like stuff like that. So that's like the plan of it. I already have my domain. I already have my emails. I already have the logo brand already set, so I already have my social medias. So all I'm missing is like a place for me to publish it, the RSS feeds, and to upload it. And then I guess the one thing that I'm missing is what's it called? Oh yeah, the
sponsors.
Yeah, there you go. Sponsors. Yes. I'm missing the sponsorship. So that one's gonna be more sponsor oriented more than the loan.
Hey, Manscaped, you want to get the word out? Hey, come on. This guy shaved his balls.
You already know. Look at my beard. I kind of need to trim a little bit my beards. And my man over here, YoungRock, needs his beard trim as well. Look at that pretty little beard, Manscaped, sponsor us, please. So yeah, bro, that's my goal, man. And I see it as a longevity thing. I see it doing it for 40 years, man, something crazy like that. And I see it like this should go even bigger than ever. You know, I'll start as myself, but I know I'm gonna have a co-host in the future. I'm gonna have a team in the future. Like I can just see it, bro. It's happening. It's gonna happen because I'm moving the pieces just the way I wanted it, you know.
That's good. I'm happy for you, man.
Thank
I
you.
really am.
Thank you.
So I think you have one last question for me. I really want to answer it, man.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's end it with a high note, man. Let's say that you're walking down the streets of Old San Juan. You're chilling. You just got out of your gig, and all of a sudden, fucking UFOs came out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" And they're like, "Yo, YoungRock," and you're like, "Whoa, you speak my language?" Like, yeah. Anyways, YoungRock, we need your help because you and only you can help us with what we need. And you're like, shit, this is gonna be a good story in the future. All right, let's do this. They're like, but before you go, we don't know how long you're gonna be out. Here's a piece of paper. Write 3 pieces of advice that you will give to someone. What are those 3 pieces of advice?
Just anybody in general.
Anything in general. It could be music related, work related, life related, anything in general. Go ahead.
There's 3 rules I go by in life, and I think I had to use them here. 1, keep hydrated, my friends. Always have some water next to you. Like, I don't have water right now next to me, and I'm failing myself, so that's why I'm so red.
Yo.
2, always reach for your dreams. Okay? I said it once before. I'll say it again. I might not be the biggest. Well, maybe I am the largest DJ, but I'm not the biggest DJ. But people know me, and little by little, you're gonna get
to know you.
Where they stop you. They've stopped me before. It's like, hey, aren't you that guy? And I have to be specific because there's another guy that looks just like me, who is a guitarist. Yeah, his name is Mondongo, and I have to say, no, I'm not Mondongo. But then they're like, no, you're the DJ. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm the DJ. So I get stopped and recognized, and that feels great when they, they're like, oh man, you killed it that night or whatever. And that's, don't quit on your dreams. Maybe if you want to go ahead and work on them a little bit every day, just a little bit. Don't one day that you don't do what you love is a day that's lost. So my friends, keep working on your dreams. And lastly, I said it before, I'll say it again, stay humble. Everything that's happening to you is happening, can happen to anybody. And the best way for you to project how good you are at your job or how good you are at what's happening to you is by staying centered and not taking anything for granted. Always say thank you. Always be humble. And whenever you're humble, good things are going to happen to you, man. And be humble from the heart.
Fire. Dude, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for coming over to my show, man. I really am happy, bro.
I'm glad you invited me. I mean, I told you at the wedding, I want to be part of it someday. And I know it's not going to be the last time. Whenever you need some more advice, or I think this is something we could do. Whenever there's a new album that's going to be a new reggaeton album or a new EDM album or something, we can listen to it together and criticize it. I used to do it in Twitter through text or in Facebook. We could actually talk about it, and this song has this and this song has that, and we can predict how it's going to hit the market. So we can do stuff like that. We can talk about that off the air. But thank you so much for having me. And I know Manscaped, Grammarly, fucking McDonald's. Somebody give this man a sponsor. He deserves it. Maybe not McDonald's, but
hey, I'll take a Mickey D's. I'll take fucking Mickey D's. If Mickey D's tell me, hey, we're gonna give you a chocolate milkshake every week if you sponsor us, and we'll pay you a certain amount for a time. This episode is sponsored by Mickey D's, man. Get yourself some chocolate shake. Oh hell yeah. Hey, it don't matter. It could be even fucking Manscaped, League of Legends, or Raid Shadow Legends, or fucking what's the other, Adam and Eve? Oh hell yeah! I'll open up the whole porn adult store. Hell yeah, Adam and Eve, get some of them.
What's the one that's like, oh, you're not gonna believe this game, and it's like really dubbed over, so he's like, you're not gonna believe this game. Yeah, I forgot. There's one like that on YouTube too. But hey, get this guy a sponsorship, man. He deserves it. And Joe Rogan, get this guy on your fucking podcast because
please,
he's gonna.
Please, that's a huge dream come true. If I ever sit down with Joe Rogan, man, and I'm gonna text you.
Liked him before he had the podcast. I remember this shit.
Yeah,
you liked him when he was a host. Yeah,
exactly. yo, you remember, bro? You remember?
I remember. All right, guys, I gotta go. But man, it was great talking to you.
Absolutely,
and let's not wait. Let's make this happen more.
Absolutely, right? Bro. Like, well, YoungRock, thank you very much for coming out. But yo, before you leave, plug yourself out. Let the people know where they can follow you and what they can expect from you.
Guys, just follow me on Instagram. It's at YoungRockPR. That's young like joven, rock like piedra, PR, where I'm from, Puerto Rico. And you guys fucking follow me. I'm always posting there on where I'm going to be next. And who knows, maybe I'll be at a city near you soon.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for coming over to the show. And thank you guys for listening. And remember, every week is a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So always remember to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. And of course, guys, you can check this shit out at the youtube.com/The Lone Wolv Podcast. You guys can see the video version on my podcast, and you can check all my latest episodes out of it, guys. And also, don't forget, comment down below and let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me to YoungRock to cover it, please let us know in the comments down below, and we're gonna do our best to cover it on the next episode. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.